Okay, so you look at WWE and you see there's some people on this platform maybe a little bit confused. They may be thinking that some other, well, subscribers or YouTube, some people, well, YouTubers, some people are, are blaming or thinking that they're blaming Becky Lynch for what's going on in ratings for Raw or SmackDown, for WWE program anyway, in general, probably for the ratings. And there could be as many blame to go around, but you can't blame it on one female wrestler, on one women's wrestler, unless you want to do that. You know, I initially want to say that the only person, or a group of people, most of the people blamed, it would have been you, for fans, but you won't blame the fans. Maybe majority of you. No. What we the blame, is the families of the fans that the fans are held back by. Controlling their little choices, making decisions on their lives. I know that from experience, because you're not going to watch wrestling if you're going to be going through that after you get done watching it. It doesn't make much sense, does it? No, that's what I thought. And it's been this way for a while. The younger generation gets favored with the older generation. The younger generation, the older generation gets skipped for the younger generation because they think, oh, we failed with this one. That's like operating to the machine, right? And you're going to say, well, it's the machinery's fault that it's not operating right because it's so cheap, or the toaster. Well, maybe you can say it's the manufacturer's company or the store you bought it from, and they're cheap and they're selling out the crap. But it's really you because you didn't take care of it or pay attention to the product enough. The only blame really goes to is most of the people that book in the rise of the company of WWE, not the fans. We're not saying the fans. I think you may have been misconstrued when you gave your video out. May kind of disagree with you on it. Just like the same thing when you saying you blame Becky Lynch for it. Nope. Becky Lynch is not to be blamed for it. Nobody never said she was. It's not her fault that she had got terrible booking for her character. And why in the hell she didn't go against Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship instead of going against Ronda Rousey for Raw Women's Championship? Why are they writing for her to choose Raw anyway, knowing that other brand over there, you got circus going on over there, or a flood of other people. That's what you got going over there. So I don't even get into later on other videos where we talk about what happened. Well, I give no reviews out for Elimination Chamber. None of that. And then talk anything about SmackDown with you and all that stuff. Kofi Kingston is already giving up this massive push where he's supposed to go against Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. The new eco-friendly one. The beige brown belt is not silver, but it's all type of belt. Like it is plant wood and everything. Save the planet and all. Good job. Excuse me, that's what we got there. That's what we got. And trying to fight that system with that. From within, right? The powers that be in WWE and World Wrestling Entertainment. Nobody doesn't even care. You have your opinion, everybody else has theirs. Yep, so it's cool, it's great. Sure, and all the people on the platform, different opinions and spooning their facts and different channels have this one could be the one for the facts and everything. And along in the NXT Evasion all this week, right? Simca and all them coming from Raw. And up there in the matches, you see Aleister Black, hot as can be, wins against one of his opponents in the ring. And I'll correct myself on telling who it was in the next video later on today too. Whenever I do it, I'm not going to rush it. And he wins again on SmackDown last night. So I read about. But he is there, and he's going up against Andreas Cianamis. Yeah. With Selena Vega there, of course, at ringside and standing there. Man, they're him there, like Aleister Black. As Dream Cianamis, not quite there. That's mostly fact. That's mostly opinion. And fact alone, the NXT superstars have something there They did their classes. They did Full Sail University. They've been there. Even Becky Lynch at one point. Been there. On the women's side. But nobody invested enough to think they can believe they actually do something. That's fact for me. Fact. It's not that they don't have character. It's just that you have time to build skill, the character from the classes. And when you have the classes that you take, see, when you get into acting classes and you go over promo work, and somebody goes over what you say because you go by script, it's not just all sports, high flying dives and maneuvers, making yourself look like an ass, make someone else look like an ass. It's about mentally getting to your opponent, get inside their head, playing mind games, mentally getting under their skin so you can break them down a little bit so you can try to get over in that momentum, maybe possibly somewhere along the lines you win a match, and if it's a championship you get that too somewhere along the way. But you gotta go through some things with some humility and being humble, being meek. That's all that is. A lot of that fiery passion, everything comes out with wrestlers, get into character, and they're not going to do it in real life. You meet them live at events for signings like the AC Comic Cons and all that, and they're doing the mismatch challenges. Where you're doing that on social media, on Facebook Watch, or Facebook Live, or whatever, Facebook in general. And you're telling and tweeting and Twitter, and doing all in Instagram and, whatever. Using MySpace in the day, but where are you doing all that? And all that, you have one goal in mind as a wrestler to do, and that's to entertain millions. And that's to put on the show. You put your bottom line, you entertain because you're doing it for fans. You're doing it alone for them. And that's what you're really giving back to. You don't owe all of your old life to them outside the ring, like your personal life, like who you were in your relationships and all that. You just an explanation for everything. That's something you just add and touch. You see when you put on this platform. But what you do give them is a show where they pay to see you anyways. Now you get your money paid, your merchandise and everything, your catchphrases and your character, with your punchlines and hitting up in your mic work and just getting yourself over. That's literally where I grasp what you do in the first place, was to make me to watch it, But I watch it enough? No, not really, because I'm trying to balance out things right there. I get personal stuff trying to balance out, and I get back to watching it the way I want to again. There's some favorites that I have that I like, and Becky Lynch is one of them, and Alexa Bliss. Now, somebody else has a channel, they're going to say whatever they say about the person to help them motivate them to be better a little bit. It's not to blame them for the product going low. What they're trying to break down is the way that booking is and all the stories and stuff, the writing, is to make the product go down low, because nobody's not going to be invested in repetitive matches over and over and over again. Every week, Baron Corbin against Kurt Angle, every once in a while against Braun Strowman, and Baron Corbin coming out, not that I'm looking at him, not because I'm not, but wearing the same suit and a vest and this whole shutty ball little hair like Mr. Clean, coming out like this, being all disgruntled because he's not in charge of Monday Night Raw every week. That's booking's fault, and mostly it's Baron Corbin's fault story-wise. Because it's a little thing called karma story-wise. Once you try to get a certain general manager out of position to go on vacation, and you send them on vacation, it's going to come back to you. You're not going to be GM for a while either, You can't have it one way and eat it too. Have your cake and eat it too. It doesn't work that way. No. You can't have your banana pudding and your peach cobbler. I don't think so. No. It doesn't work that way. It's either banana pudding or peach cobbler. Sometimes it's peach cobbler with your ice cream and it's your banana pudding or your banana split. You can't have both at one time with your root beer float. You have to make up your mind. That's what you got to do. While more food and desserts. But really what I'm saying is, story-wise, you wouldn't have a payoff with Braun Strowman against Baron Corbin every week because of Baron Corbin actually having Braun Strowman to think he's smashing up Baron Corbin, get on them, or end up being Vince McMahon's. Instead of shouting and being mad and all, he was left out of a match against Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania, which I was trying to go to anyways. And at MetLife. And only at MetLife. I'm going to get Seth Rollins. I might as well give up. And I'm thinking that Brock Lesnar is actually going, you know, pull over Seth Rollins. Maybe, maybe not. At WrestleMania this year at MetLife? Hell no. You know who's going to end up winning? Brock Lesnar. He might retain again. And Seth Rollins is going to go on up trying to do the next venture or something. Because they set on Brock Lesnar being champion until next year until Roman Reigns comes back, you know. That's what will end up happening, you know. All the gimmicks and all the funny stuff. You say what you want. I would have criticized anybody like Elizabeth for being, in that character because she would have known better. Well, the bookers would have known better with her because you only want them to get better. But she's cool now because she gets better after a while. Like the moment of with segments and sometimes also the ring, but not as much. Although I've not seen her on Raw. Maybe I've seen segment, but she does a moment with segment behind the scenes in a gorilla position. Every time she does her talk show part of it on stage, you get to the ramp and the wrestlers come down and get ready to get in the ring. She's usually interviewing the wrestler. She's known to be golden for that. And why you think around the room right now, my dresser? Why you think I got? Excuse me for a minute, because I'm gonna show you. See, why you think that I have this shirt right here? You see, Little Miss Bliss, right here. Because I believe in her and like her despite the other stuff or any naysayers anybody might want to say about her. If you don't really like her character, fine. I do. I don't like her in real life in person too, because I appreciate most of the wrestlers because they're not just living all their character, they need stuff outside the ring too. Now, one person you get to actually live their character, maybe some other wrestlers in the past, maybe, maybe not. I don't know about Brock Lesnar anything in the men's side. I mean, female side, really. But all I know is some actually knew what they put themselves to be. You give Sasha Banks that reputation too, because you say, oh, she's in your life. Not necessarily. But she can be nice if she want to be fairly, but she doesn't like to be bugged at airport all the time because she is human. I hate to have to remember what Michael Cole said, back in October when Roman Reigns announced his, and leukemia and everything. But it's the truth. Yeah, excuse me for that little thing. TED Talks there. But anyway, when he said that sometimes we don't think the wrestlers are human, we see me in a bubble and think they're their characters. It's not the truth. It's not the case either for some. But sometimes, yeah, it's true to some extent. You do tend to think that. While I'm waiting one day for somebody, some group of people to defend writers or defend some people other than just, or students. I'm always hearing, well, instructors or teachers are people too, wrestlers are people. I don't know get where they're at. Well, I could probably get the recognition and we get to serve. Only reason why you want to say that they want to blame Becky Lynch for a part is maybe because you ain't really psyched you watch it enough. You ain't get. I think you misconstrued some facts. That's probably what happens. I ain't blaming Lester Bliss for all, because I actually like it and want to see them more often. I'm not blaming anybody, any not one wrestler. And you're not blaming the fans either. Only in certain instances of that crowd. You're right. Okay, in that area. Not changing that. Because sometimes some places they go to, they do be silent and deafening and everything. It could be anything while the fans don't really chant or say certain things. And then when they do, you don't want that annoying. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Oh, you deserve when that died down. Did you deserve it? Because what really defines who deserves what? What really does it? Now, yeah, excuse me from the shirt back up. Yeah. Nobody instantly wants to be the one to play the blame game. But yeah, every week it's a luchador house party, and they usually win against the Liars. Liars is being booked to be made a freaking joke, whether he's a face or a heel. When he's a face, he's made a freaking joke because they mock him and have Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg come out to try guitar and try to attack him and everything after he wins a match. Except he won a freaking match, for God's sakes. I mean, come on now. Really. What is it that you can't write for Elias in the way he needs to be written in the stories? But now he's back heel, thank God for it. You know, he's just into the light. I just think they just want, and you bring talent up, and then you give them massive pushes, and then you probably crap on it and kill it and squash it down when it gets too hot, like with Oscar, you know, and being on SmackDown, and then you don't see her from some weeks on in, and she's the SmackDown Women's Champion. You know that the champion is going to be on the program at least some of the time, unless if they're injured or something. Take time for a minute. Even then, they do a little interview with, well, some interview, not little interview, but some interview with whoever. If on SmackDown, it's usually going to be Byron Saxton that's doing the interview with Todd Phillips and Corey Graves. Never mind the Corey Graves controversy. We ain't doing that right now. It's another video. Forget that. Carmelo, that's just something entirely different. We're talking about what we talk about in the blame game here. And whether or not, you know, you got on Raw with Michael Cole when they're young, Corey Graves, Raw 2 is interviewing Seth Rollins or somebody else, you know, whatever. But all we get is this, though. You mostly are going to blame anybody regardless. Like Brock Lesnar, because he's not there every time instead of dates. He's like at his farm. I'm sure if you get him to show up, he would do it, but he wouldn't like it as much. He comes there. He's one of the superstars. He isn't, well, in real life, he's kind of okay. He just don't do the crowds. They might have been playing like he's serious, like say if one fan gets me, much more know this person in the face. Maybe in some extent he might. It depends on his mood. He might. But I'm guessing, you know, he's kind of okay. But he's there for the check mostly. He's there to get paid, you know. He's in there to show up as Psyche Gen into this whole realm of the WWE universe. Like, he was a certain fan of something, he had no problem with that. But just fans, in this WWE universe thing, they started in 2001 when I was really, really young. And Tyrone G channel was really, really in his 20s back then. It's young Tyrone G, and now in his late 30s right now. I pretty much assure you that even then, and Brock Lesnar saying, what's this WWE universe? This whole realm of special people in this whole world, in the universe? That's his start after that, 2001, 2002. He isn't behind that. But he's okay if you see him and say, hey, or whatever. Well, you blame him for the part. Everyone blame him mostly story-wise for holding up people having opportunities to go against get the Universal Championship. Yes. Then you go up against him, and they have to keep going for the Intercontinental Championship. No, that's not right. Because everybody has been there, done that already. You shouldn't have to. Like Becky Lynch, you blaming her. But back to Asuka anyway. Okay, so at least you can say, maybe before that when Carmella was champion, or like before that when Charlotte was, or at least Alexa Bliss and Naomi, they were shown most of the time in the week on SmackDown Live. Because they had written something for them. And these other group of sort of people of writers are in their right type of right form. It's not to be exclusive and shut them out because, you're not the actual organic homegrown writer. You're the writer from Hollywood soap opera writer, writing for wrestling. But wrestling's always been mostly Hollywood, invaded. It always happened that way. Like Mr. T and other people, and Cyndi Lauper. If you don't get celebrities and musicians to perform at your pay-per-views, and Cyndi Lauper did at a WrestleMania, Aretha Franklin did it before too. May she rest in peace. She did it before, Aretha Franklin, all the other greats that ever did that, because they've been the best time. Even Mike Tyson. And boxing usually crosses over for wrestling. Come on, you see the movies for boxing. And Hulk Hogan was in one of the Rocky movies. But are you blaming them for running the product and it being crap, being bad? No. Because they make and draw for the stuff and make the assignment, bring the people to the events. I ain't gonna say you bring Becky Lynch you brought to the events and put asses in seats. No. She doesn't initially actually do that. And that's one phrase and McFoley used to say it back in the day when he was Mankind, back in the Attitude Era. Your specific hang up is you ain't watching the side product in the way you think you want to watch it. I'm not gonna tell you not to watch it, but I'm gonna tell you to just keep an open mind on it. You know, now everything is black and white. You know, I'm gonna say that I play the blame game with the bookers, not one wrestler. You know, that's all that is to that. You know, hey, we all want to play the blame game at some point. You know that I want Becky Lynch to be up at the top and be a champion, but they didn't believe that. You know, and they had me going for it. But why? You didn't believe that and you're going to want the Rousey WrestleMania because they believe that there was a possibility for it. It's something to give you a think about. Till the end.